I wish I had believed my daughter the first time she looked at her father and said, "Mommy, that's not my dad." I laughed. Kids say weird things, but she started saying it more. Not loud, always whispers. "Mommy, he doesn't blink like daddy anymore." "Mommy, he smells wrong today." I told my husband. He smiled. "She's imaginative," he said. "That's a good sign cognitively." He always had an explanation. Always calm. Always smarter than the moment. Then she stopped going near him. If he walked into a room, she walked out. If he tried to hug her, she froze. Like animals do when they're cornered. I started getting irritated. "Emma, you're hurting his feelings." She looked at me like I was the one who didn't understand danger. "Mom, he keeps forgetting things. Then he watches me to learn them again." I asked my husband if he noticed she was acting strange. He already had. He pulled up articles. Childhood pattern confusion, facial recognition development, phases of distrust. He explained everything so well I felt stupid for worrying. But then I noticed something small. He asked where we kept the silverware. We hadn't moved it in 8 years. Another day he asked what side of the bed he sleeps on. He laughed it off. Long week. Emma didn't laugh. She started sleeping with the lights on, and then one night she shook me awake. "Mommy, he's practicing again." I walked into the hallway. My husband was in the kitchen, standing completely still, in the dark, not eating, not drinking, just standing there. When he saw me, he smiled too fast, said he couldn't sleep. The next morning he didn't remember it at all. Things got stranger once I paid attention. Some mornings he loved coffee. Other mornings he asked how I take it. He reread texts he'd already answered. Paused before calling me by my nickname, like recalling a line. Emma stopped talking to him completely. She just watched him, tracking, waiting. I finally went into his office looking for a document. That's when I found the locked drawer. We don't lock things in our house. I found a key in his old toolbox. It fit. Inside were notebooks, not journals, logs. Day 12, voice synchronization successful. Day 27, wife accepts behavioral drift when given logical explanation. My hands went cold. Child continues to detect inconsistencies. Avoid prolonged eye contact. There were printed schedules of our lives, maps of our routines, photos of me, photos of Emma, notes written like observations, not memories. At the bottom was a photograph. 2 men, identical, standing next to each other. One labeled original, the other active. The last entry was from today. Replacement stable. Integration nearly complete. Primary obstacle remains the child. Children rely on instinct. Adults rely on reasoning. Reasoning can be managed. I heard him set his keys down on the kitchen counter. The sound was wrong. Not louder, not softer. Just placed with too much care. Like someone who had learned where the keys go, instead of someone who had done it every day for years. Full story on my channel. Link below.